Hello everyone and welcome to day 528 in my BMW M140i ownership. You join me today in what are rather strange times. I've not driven my car for almost 3 weeks now. I consider myself quite fortunate that the Goodwood Auto Solo a few weeks ago, early in March, went ahead, but since then everything's been cancelled. Boris shut the country down, but for the right reasons. So the track day that I had planned at the end of April isn't going to go ahead. The members meeting at the end of March has been postponed, which was a real shame. I was really looking forward to that. But hopefully these restrictions will be lifted soon. As someone who just gets pure enjoyment from the simple act of driving, I need to get out there and hurt some tyres. My PS4s that I had fitted recently to my car have barely been worn. Since all this started, I've been working from home, hence the extra growth, which is a bit unusual for me. All is well, and I consider myself fortunate that for me and for the company that I work for, it's mostly business as usual. But there are some things upcoming that I had videos planned for that unfortunately aren't going to get the appropriate treatment. Firstly is I'm just about to hit 10,000 subscribers. I never thought that would happen, so I really appreciate the support from everyone. If you're watching this and you haven't already, please do subscribe. The support is really welcome. It's nice to see that number ticking up, so thank you to everyone that has subscribed. Should be on 10k soon. The second thing is in 6 days time, I'm day 528 at the moment. 6 days time, day 534, I will have had the car out there for just as long as I had my Focus RS. So I was planning to do a comparison of the true kind of ownership experience, costs, cover what I did in both cars and how I found it. I'm still going to do something, but unfortunately I won't be able to get out in the M140i as I'm doing it. And lastly, I had planned to do a follow-up video to Sam's Ford Escort, the bright yellow mad thing with the Sierra Cosworth RS 500 engine in it, running 490 horsepower, weighing about a ton and no driver aids at all. That thing is an absolute weapon. Now, I've been in contact with Sam. We are planning something and we hope to be doing something this spring, but as yet it's not been possible. So that will follow as soon as we can. So hopefully these restrictions get lifted soon. So this video today is all about sound and audio. There's been a fair bit of interest in how I capture the sound and audio, because it does seem that I capture particularly dialogue quite well in car. So I thought I'd run through what I've got and give you some back-to-back demonstrations of how the various audio sources that I have compare. I'm going to do a static test, exhaust startup and some revs and so on. And also I've got some footage which shows how the different audio sources compare in car when it's being driven properly hard. So what kit do I use? What do I use to record the audio that you hear on my videos? Well, I've got many sources of audio, and just running through, I have the audio that comes from all of the cameras that I use. I've got the GoPro Session 4, GoPro Session 5, I have a GoPro 4 Black, and I also have a GoPro 7 Black. I have the camera that's filming me now, which is a Sony FDR AX33. I often hook that up with a Rode Video Micro. I don't actually use this camera that much, because compared to, you know, one of these on the end of a shorty stick or something like that, it's a bit cumbersome, but the quality that this camera comes out with is really, really good. The inbuilt microphones are good, but it suffers from wind noise. This, on the end of that, gets rid of all of that, but it only records in mono. My main source of audio though is from this, which is Zoom's H1 field recorder. Now, as you can see at the moment, I've got something plugged in the side here, I've got 2 leads coming out there, and I've got these 2 lav mics. Both lav mics run through a splitter. The one that I've got here at the moment is a mono splitter, and that means that both microphones are effectively recording the same on the left and the right channel. So I've got two there. If one breaks or goes down or isn't plugged in properly or something, I've still got audio being captured from the other one. I do also have another splitter, this one, which is a stereo splitter, and I use this particularly when I'm on track and I've got a passenger. We have one microphone each, and it means that I can have it set so that if you're looking through the windscreen and the driver's on the right, the passenger's on the left, then the audio from the driver comes out of the right speaker mostly, and the audio from the passenger comes out the left speaker. So I sometimes use that if I'm on track. So let's get on to the first video comparison. Now, this is a static test. I had all of the cameras, my 4 GoPros, set up static at the back of the car for a startup and some revs and pops and burbles and so on. I also had the Sony 4K with the Rode Video Micro. I had this set up, but not with the lav mic, with the 2 X and Y microphones at the top there, and the whole thing was sat in this to protect it from wind noise. And just out of curiosity, because I've never really considered the audio, I tried also filming it with my Google Pixel 2 XL mobile phone. had to relocate. That just didn't feel right doing that in there. So that comparison then, what can we take from that? Well, the GoPro struggled a bit due to the auto sound leveling. You could hear on a couple of the clips, the sound suddenly kind of popped and then went dull, where it decided it heard something that was loud and it needed to adjust the sound down. So they record good quality, sort of, but it's inconsistent. My Pixel 2 was a genuine surprise. That recorded quite good quality audio. The sound was clear, but introduce wind and it's another matter entirely. It has no ability whatsoever in wind to shield the wind noise out. And my Sony with the Rode video mic, that worked quite well. Unsurprisingly, the sound, dealt with the microphone, dealt with the wind okay because of the big windscreen it had on it, but it did record in mono only. So the best sound for me anyway, I'll be interested to hear what your opinion is, but for me, it's from the Zoom. It recorded good clarity, especially with the pops and burbles, and it recorded in stereo as well. It wasn't recording with auto leveling, and I could have played with the level that I recorded at to bring it up a bit. But far and away for me, the best sound on that static test was from the Zoom H1. How they all sound when static is one thing. It's an entirely different thing when you have these things mounted all around the car. They've got a whole world of other things to deal with. Vibrations from the car, road noise, wind noise. Will they pick up tyre noise? Do they pick up dialogue? So I've got a comparison now which is taken from some track footage at Goodwood. Now, the last time I went out on track was in November, and that was the first time that I got this camera, which is the GoPro 7 Black. However, it was wet that day, so I didn't really drive it and drive it hard enough to give a good enough comparison here. So I'm going to go back to my track day of May last year, May 2019, which was my second track day in this car. It was dry, and I've got a short clip from the last session of the day when I was really pushing hard, and a bit too hard in fact. Now, as I said, I didn't have this camera then. What I did have was I had my GoPro 5 session mounted there. I had my 4 Black up in the corner there capturing driver and passenger. I had my 4 session mounted down there on my feet. I had the Zoom H1 with the 2 microphones going through a stereo splitter. And also, just to demonstrate how bad the audio is, I had my Viofo A119C dash camera running, which is mounted back there. I've included that as well for comparison purposes. You can see just how bad the audio is that a dash cam picks up.
Oh, yes.
Okay, that was a bit faster than normal.
Yeah, okay, you are definitely.
Okay, yeah, that's maybe a bit too much. That scared me. Okay, that was a bit faster than normal.
Yeah, okay, you are definitely
okay, yeah, that was maybe a bit too much. That scared me.
Yeah, that was...
I'm going to keep going in case this lap does turn out to be a good one. And there you have it. So what can we take from all of this? Well, really, if all you have is a GoPro, you're not going to get good in-car audio. It's going to struggle with vibrations, with road noise, and more importantly, the auto leveling from the GoPro means you're going to struggle at times. Unless you've got it mounted really closely like this one is here, you're going to struggle to pick up any usable, good quality dialogue that's consistent. So if that's all you have, I recommend getting yourself a good lav mic like the ones I have here. These are JK Mike J044s, I think. I will put the link in the description below, although the availability of them is a bit random. I bought one a long time ago, then I tried to get another one and it said they weren't in stock. Then one day I was looking, suddenly they were back in stock, so I grabbed another one. But at the moment, I think it's saying they're not in stock. But I will put the link there anyway, because these, I've watched plenty of online reviews and they do give a really, really good quality. So I'd recommend getting a lav mic if all you've got is a GoPro and feeding that lav mic into your GoPro. For me though, I'm going to stick with the Zoom H1. It has been updated. I think it's an H1N now. It is a bit more hassle to set up. You've got to, have a separate audio file, so it gives you a bit more effort required in post-production. When you bring it into the edit suite, you've got to synchronize it with everything and so on and so on. But for me, the quality that it gives and the options that it gives me are more than worthwhile the cost and the hassle. So thanks for watching. My next video is going to be a genuine, honest owner's review of 534 days in each of a 2017 Ford Focus RS and a 2017 BMW M140i. I'll be looking at costs, experiences, what I got up to in them, how they feel, how they behave. The only thing is, of course, it's going to be filmed static for me, probably sat in here, but I've got plenty of footage to go back to and talk about, and plenty of charts and data to share as well. So that's going to be my next video. Please give this one the required thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. It shows some support. It really is appreciated. Share this one and I'll see you all in my next video. Most importantly, everyone, stay safe. Thanks again for watching.